Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Star Wars The Bad Batch. Been a little while, been about a year since I last saw you guys, well, for The Bad Batch at least. Obviously, I've still been doing stuff, doing reactions since then, but yeah, been about a year since we watched The Bad Batch. Last time around, I don't fully remember all the episodes we watched, but what I do remember is the Batch found a new home, and it was nice, and it was actually nice. Like, there was no, like, plot twist, like, it's actually not nice. But, no, it was nice. I gotta sneeze. Yeah. Sorry. No, it was actually a nice place, and then Crosshair was captured by evil Dr. Man, whose name I forget, and he managed to get a warning out to the Batch that they were coming after Omega, and then they went to Tarkin's home to do a thing. I don't remember what the thing was. What I remember was the outcome, which is Tech is dead. Tech is gone. He is dead. I mean, as far as we know, I suppose we didn't see a body, so I don't know. It's Star Wars. There could be a twist about that, but as far as we're aware, Tech is dead, and Omega was captured, taken to the same place as Crosshair. So Hunter, Wrecker, and Echo are going to work to get her back, and also we learned that the other Doctor Lady at this magical mountain of evil science is like Omega's older sister. I think that's where the last episode left. So now that I think about it, I think I actually did remember more than I realized. So I still don't remember everything. Again, I don't remember why they went to Tarkin's planet. It was something important. And then, oh yeah, and they ran into Saw Gerrera, didn't they? Yeah. Oh, it was, okay, now I remember. They went to Tarkin's planet because that's where Dr. Evil was going. So they wanted to put a tracker onto his ship so that they could get to his base and find Crosshair, I think. I don't know. Look, it's been about a year, so it is the beginning of the season. So two things we're going to get out of the way first. First off, we are going to be doing this like last season. I'm doing 4 episodes in one video today. So yeah, we're just going to do the first 4. This should be, I think it's still supposed to be about 16 episodes for this final season. So we're just going to do the first 4 today. Next time will be the next 4, then the next 4, then the next 4, and then we'll be done. So yeah, so there's that. Also, I have seen the trailer. I kind of wish I didn't now, but I did see the trailer for this final season, and so I do know a certain character that will be in this season, but we'll get to that when we get to that, in case you are unaware. But and then the last thing to say is it is the beginning of the season, so if you want to watch my full unedited reaction to these 4 episodes of The Bad Batch, you can. All you have to do is head down in the description or into the pinned comment. There'll be a link there. It'll take you over to the full-length reaction. What you gotta do is sync up your copy of these episodes of The Bad Batch to my footage. I've made it as easy as possible. I'm watching this, obviously, on Disney+, so what you do is you hit play on my video. It'll give you a count into 3, 2, 1. That's when you hit play on The Bad Batch. And generally what you do is, like, load The Bad Batch, pause, take the timeline all the way back to the beginning and leave it there. Then when you do the 3, 2, 1, that's when you hit play at the beginning of the timeline, and then that should hopefully sync up. If you don't want to do that, then just hang out here on the YouTube video and we'll have the normal edited reaction for your viewing pleasure, and we'll also have the discussion for these 4 episodes. So, with that said, why don't we jump right into the first 4 episodes of the final season of The Bad Batch. Here we go. Previously. Last time on The Bad Batch, which is what I need.
The progress we are making in the field.
Hemlock, that was his name. You know what I love? I love how halfway through season 2, when like everyone had already kind of like given up on The Bad Batch. They were like, okay, it's not going to be like the Clone Wars, whatever. Even though I liked it. But then the second half of season 2 came in and people were like, oh, this is really, really good. Oh, I missed that.
Good morning, Omega.
Oh, she
How are
got
you
a
feeling
tiny
today?
doctor
Like a
outfit.
prisoner. I want to leave.
Prisoner. Omega, you are no such thing.
She
It will
kind of
take time
is.
to adjust, but you will acclimate. It
That's
is far safer in here than out there.
that's still being a prisoner. Crosshair. Hey, he didn't notice her.
How come I never saw you on Camino?
Because I was sent elsewhere. Until Dr. Hemlock took me under his wing. He saw potential in me. Like Nala Say sees in you.
I never knew that I had a sister. It's nice not being alone.
Boba Fett never knew that either. Boy, that took a while.
Omega, your sample was taken.
Mm-hmm. Emery said it was routine.
That was her name.
The Empire seeks the reproduction of a genetic M count. But the experiments on the specimens have yet to yield the desired result.
What specimens? You mean the clones?
No, not the clones.
And not those clones.
How nice.
But people in Star Wars never wait for lasers. They just go and trust they will open.
Yeah. I saved you some of mine.
Aw. Like, just put it on the ground. Chicken nuggets.
I'll bring you more tomorrow.
Did Omega have a connection with animals? I can't remember. This is what happens when you don't rewatch stuff before you do a reaction.
You shouldn't be down here at all.
Meh.
How else are we going to plan an escape?
There is no we, and there is no escape. I've already tried.
Well,
Every stronghold has a weak point. Maybe I can convince Emery to help. She's one of us.
Not
I don't think you
every
can.
clone is your ally. You trust too easily.
yeah.
Maybe you don't trust enough.
Yeah. I like there's not really any qualms. They're just... I mean, his qualm is he's already tried, but... Aww. Oh, a lot of time has passed, I think. You could just barely see it, but there were definitely way more scratches, and her hair obviously is longer. How much blood do you need from her? Granted, I guess they never get... If Nala Say keeps discarding it.
Bitch.
Oh no, Batcher, what happened?
If her wounds do not heal, the subject will be terminated.
Then do something to help her!
I am not a medical droid. It is not part of my programming.
Eh. Aww. But Batcher... Don't lose your arm.
Now look, I need to clean your wound for it to get better. It'll only hurt for a second, so put those teeth away and behave.
Eh.
See? It's not so bad.
Oh, it worked.
If she doesn't get better soon,
He just
maybe
has
I
to
can
listen
steal
to
a med kit
everything.
from the lab and
What is your primary objective?
escape.
Then stop wasting time on lost causes.
Meh.
Forget the Hound, forget me, and complete the mission.
Meh.
Not without you.
If I get the chance
She's
to
sentimental.
escape, don't risk anything for me. I belong in here.
None of us belong in here.
It's interesting. He views this as his own punishment.
Bring it here.
It's just a
Been
doll.
over this before, Omega. Personal items are forbidden. I'll dispose of it.
Don't! Please, Emery.
It is for your own good.
But it's not a prison.
If you cannot produce the desired results, I'll have to reconsider the freedoms I've given to your young assistant.
What freedoms?
I think you are intentionally delaying this advancement.
You should not question my loyalty to science, Doctor.
Of course.
These two are
And we
battle
shall
of the
soon
voices,
see
aren't they?
If the Emperor is as understanding as I am.
That's a terrifying statement either way.
Hey, Betcha.
Batcher's all happy.
The creature's recent domesticated disposition has been deemed a liability.
Damn it.
That's my... Let go!
Oh!
Security alert.
Oh no. Oh god. Release the hounds! Oh! That works too. Alright, now release the hounds. At least Batcher.
Now you need to run away and not come back, okay? And try not
Oh.
to bite anyone.
Nah.
Go on! Betcha, go!
This is the saddest thing I've ever seen now. I mean, it's free at least. Batcher will roam free.
Breaking the rules, I see.
Are you a fucking ninja? Jeez.
I am willing to make a few sacrifices if your misbehavior continues. Actions always have consequences.
I can't wait for this
Sometimes not
dude to get his
in ways
nuts shot
we
off.
Imagine. Take her back to her room and restrict her access.
But it's not a prison. Maybe Emery isn't so bad after all. And that's that. Good grief, man. that was a toughen. I feel like the beginning of season 2 was like that as well. I can't remember what it was though. Like an episode that didn't actually have the Bad Batch per se, like it didn't have the boys. I can't remember. No. Okay. No. I mean, there might have been episodes like that in season 2, but maybe Emery isn't so bad after all. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, and right now I still don't really see it, but what are they working on? What is the M count? I mean, now since the last season, we have had the third season of The Mandalorian, and with that we learned that spoilers, I guess, for Mandalorian season 3 if you haven't seen it, but with that we saw that Moff Gideon he wanted to use Grogu to make clones of himself that could use the Force. Now that's about 25 years after the events of the Bad Batch, so like we don't know. Like, we've had this theory for a while now that, pretty much since the middle of season 2, I think, that that this sort of leads into the Rise of Skywalker, where Palpatine has cloned himself, basically, you know? I don't know if that's where we're going. Maybe, but we'll have to see. I hope we get the answer this season, but I have no idea. Of course, at time of recording this, 12 episodes of this season are already out. I'm kind of late to the game on this, but it's all right. And so probably by the time this video goes up, the finale probably will have already aired, because it just takes me a while to work on this. But yeah, it's like I'm just very curious, man. I'm very curious. But that was a really good way also of doing a time skip for the batch as well, because now we'll just see what the batch has been doing since they lost Omega, you know? So I'll be curious, but I don't know. I like that Crosshair is very interesting, you know, that he's sort of he sees this as his own punishment, you know? Like, he still doesn't, you know, he doesn't really want forgiveness. He doesn't, you know, he still doesn't believe he's, you know, one of them. He's not their brother anymore. But he does view this sort of as his own prison, basically. It's where he deserves to be for what he has done, you know? But Omega, you know, the optimism of an idealistic child, as Dr. Hemlock said, you know, she wants to save him and save them, you know, save all the clones from here. So we'll have to see. We will have to see. And speaking of seeing, why don't we just move right along? So let's move on to episode 2.
Who dare summon me here and question my loyalty?
Who is this guy?
Charges against me are false!
Stop wasting our time, Captain.
Roland.
Confess
Oh,
to your
Roland.
crimes, and we may show
I forgot about
mercy.
this dude.
You're dismissed, Captain.
Oh! That's actually terrifying. I didn't even think of that. I thought it was like the shock floor in Andor, but no. Oh. Ah, the boys.
It's all yours. It won't be traced back to you. We made sure of it.
Take him below.
No. No.
Very...
This isn't over, Duran.
This isn't over.
Impressive.
Bears.
Echo said he and Rex need 2 rotations before they can meet us at the coordinates.
Oh, so it's just the two of them?
We're going now. Hunter, the last time we stormed an Imperial base without backup, not all of us made it out.
You know it's bad when Wrecker has to be the voice of reason here.
We're not alone.
Freeze!
Oh,
Drop your weapons.
kids.
Blaster beat stick, kid.
Nah.
Wrecker. They're regs.
And who are you?
Are they regs?
You don't look like clones.
Oh, they're young.
99s. Defectives.
Nah.
Effective and effective.
What are you two doing out here?
What's it look like? Surviving. Or trying to. No thanks to the Empire.
I wish they were D. Bradley
Next time you
Baker.
finish us off. Stick to the trail. Follow our steps. And don't touch the vines.
Wrecker.
Stop.
What?
That was a vine, and you touched it.
Wrecker.
Don't fire! It gets hostile when you shoot.
You mean it's
I mean,
not
what
already
doesn't?
hostile?
No!
They're so not hostile.
Come on!
Huh. A knife works better than gun.
This clone you're looking for.
Omega.
How long has she been gone?
Too long. But we're not giving up.
I wish the other clones felt that way about us.
Meh.
You may be defective CTs, but at least you're loyal.
Well, they actually closed their ship for once.
Your ship has seen some action.
Mostly during the war. Some after.
Meh.
I thought one day I'd be flying one of these on a mission. A lot's changed.
Oh. The power source is gonky. Good grief. Ugh. Got vines that roar. That's terrifying. Man, we all should have had a knife. Oh, I hate it. Yeah. I hate little things like that. Okay, you can still shoot them. Ugh.
I didn't think it could smell any worse. But I was wrong. We're in agreement on that.
Meh. Pretty sure Record did most of that. Ugh. Into the sludge. USB.
Alright.
Hope it's USB-C. Ugh. Oh god, here's another. And another. Oh god. It's that one boss from Skyward Sword with all the tentacles coming up.
Got it.
Man, and they even closed their door, too. Come on, Mox. Gotta help. Ugh. I hope you got what you needed. Uh-oh. You freaking showed it! Ooh! God, it's like playing Frogger with tentacle hentai. Oh! Friggin' ascend while you're at it. Oh no. This just is the Kraken. Like, that's it. It's just the Kraken. Ugh. It's gonna roar and Jack Sparrow's hat is gonna come out of it. That'll help. When in doubt, treat it like a Zelda boss. Oh! 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 Woo! Talk about indigestion. Let's get out of here. This is great. We got what we needed and we saved people.
There was a mention of a sector, but nothing more. It's a lead.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot of space to cover.
Yeah.
That's where Omega is. We'll drop you three off someplace safe.
Where?
An island.
Oh.
There are good people there.
Oh, yeah.
They'll take care of you.
We're cadets without an army. I don't know where we fit anymore.
You have time to figure it out.
You join the club, ironically. I really want to, so. Was Daniel Logan as Mox? Wait a minute. Wait just a second. It's interesting he didn't play all of them, but hang on. He's Daniel Logan. He's baby Boba Fett. Little baby Boba Fett from Attack of the Clones. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, man. You know what? I mean, yeah, if you're not going to have D. Bradley Baker, which would be funny, you know? I mean, look, we all wanted D. Bradley Baker to voice Omega at the beginning of the show anyway, so... But, yeah, man, if you're not going to use him as a younger clone, Daniel Logan, that's the way to go right there. Now, he didn't play all three of them, which is interesting. He only played Mox. Julian Dennison. He that's the guy from Godzilla vs. Kong. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I was trying to see if the guy that played Deacon Stack is the guy that played young Boba Fett in the Clone Wars. That wasn't also Daniel Logan, though. I don't think so. I think that was a different voice. I don't think that was Daniel Logan, but they got Daniel Logan to be Mox. That's awesome, man. I mean, it's great because it's like they can never settle on voices for the clones, which I really love, you know? Like, obviously the female clones like Omega and Emery are different voices, but you've got D. Bradley Baker doing all the animated clones. But then whenever you need a live action clone, you have to bring in Tamira Morrison, who also plays Boba Fett. But then there's also Daniel Logan now, and then there's also the other voice, I'm pretty sure, the other voice of Kid Boba Fett during the Clone Wars. Plus there's the original guy who played Boba Fett in the original trilogy, you know? So yeah. But that's cool. That's cool. I that may be one of my favorite things about Star Wars is when they get to keep using their actors. I don't know what it is about that, but like the fact that they keep using these actors years and years on end, you know? I mean, it's like the fact that, you know, like we have the live action trilogies and stuff, but I love that even for for an animated show, the fact that they can bring back Ian McDiarmid to play the Emperor, you know, which he didn't always, you know, he didn't play Palpatine during the Clone Wars. I think it was it Ian Abercrombie, and then eventually, I think he passed away, I think, and then they had Tim Curry do a couple episodes, which was interesting, but I like, you know, in this having Daniel Logan playing Mox. That's pretty cool. Okay. That was another good one. That was another good episode. Man, there's something about watching The Bad Batch I really enjoy, you know? I don't know what it is. And, like, I don't want that to sound like, oh, I don't enjoy what I'm doing now. Like, I enjoy all the shows I'm doing, but there's something, I don't know, there's something, like, weirdly comforting about watching The Bad Batch. I don't know, maybe just because it's been a while. I don't know what it is. But just like, especially during this episode, I like kind of relaxed. I was like, oh, this is nice. This is nice just watching The Bad Batch, you know? I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that, but yeah, but it's just a good old episode of The Bad Batch, you know? Maybe it's nostalgia, you know? Like, I'm kind of nostalgic for, like, Rebels and Clone Wars, you know? Or even earlier seasons of The Bad Batch, even. I don't know. There's just something about, like, this episode in particular. I was just like, this feels right, you know? So, I don't know. So, yeah. So, it's still a good episode. I don't know how much I'm going to comment on this one. But yeah, but it was a good episode going through finding the young clones. I think that was really interesting, you know? Because, yeah, it's like they were held prisoner. I mean, we still don't even know the full scope of what the Empire is doing with the clones, you know? Like, there's the clones that, you know, they're on... You know, we had that whole plot line on Coruscant of, you know, the clones that are being dismissed from the army, and we have the senator trying to fight for clones' rights and everything, you know? And, you know, and we have some clones that are being taken away by Dr. Hemlock, Crosshair being one of them, you know? And then, so now it's like, well, these were just, like, because there wasn't even, like, anything special about, like, these cadets, because honestly, because we've seen, like, other clones, like, you know, clones like Crosshair who eventually, like, rebelled, basically, and were put in for reconditioning and for other purposes, as Dr. Hemlock would say. But the cadets were fine. Like, they didn't... It's not like they had anything of, like, oh, well, we need to disobey or escape or anything like that. Like, they just thought they were going to more training, and then they were just locked up for some reason, you know? So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we don't fully know the scope of what is going on. What are they trying to do with the clones, you know? So yeah, but it was an interesting thing just seeing these three clones, you know, and they're young too. They're young cadets basically, or they were, but they have to survive, and they have for like the year that they've been there. So yeah, I like at the end that that they took them to the island, because there was a part of me that was like, you know, we see so many planets like this where there's just weird crap going on in nature, you know? I mean, even like even on that planet where Dr. Hemlock's lab is, it's like, oh, there's a creature out there that even our, you know, our hounds, our strongest hounds cannot defeat. And it's like, there's so much like crap out there that I was kind of thinking, honestly, Tatooine may honestly be like a really safe place. Maybe that's why people keep going back to Tatooine, because it's like, I mean, yeah, there's the Sarlacc, sure, but it's not like there's graboids everywhere, you know? Like, for the most part, Tatooine is actually kind of safe. It's just the desert. It's harsh. The desert is cruel. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but it is just kind of a big desert. Maybe that's why everyone goes to Tatooine. But then, yeah, I forgot about... I literally forgot about, oh yeah, the paradise that they found, that island paradise, you know, which again, even the island paradise, you know, because that's what we were all waiting for in that episode of, like, you know, all right, what's the bad thing that's going on? And it's like, no, nothing actually. It's like, yeah, there was a tsunami, but I don't know, it's an island that happens at island, you know, lands. I don't know, that sentence fell apart, but yeah, it's like, it's just a tsunami. Like, that was the only real problem. So yeah, but yeah, with this episode, it was really, I don't know, there's something about going through, I don't know what it is. I was just like so relaxed watching this. I was just like, yeah, you know. It's also interesting, with this episode, we confirmed that Echo went back to Rex. I mean, probably because he's doing his own, you know, they're trying to scout, you know, trying to find Omega as best they can. So, you know, he's out using his resources with Rex, while Hunter and Wrecker are on their own to do their thing, you know? And that's an interesting thing. It's like, man, you really see, though, like, wow, we've really lost a lot of the team now, with Omega and Crosshair being captured. Crosshair originally, you know, ditching them in the first place. Tech dead, Echo gone. It's like, oh, it's just the two of them now. Like, it's not exactly a batch anymore, you know? But even still, I don't know what it was about this episode that was like almost relaxing. And despite the fact that they had weird creepy crawlies, I hated that, you know, and the slither. But yeah, another good episode. So yeah, we're gonna move on to episode 3. I'm going to take a break and I'm gonna eat some lunch. But for you guys, it'll just be a quick cut. But this is about the halfway point of the video, so if you want to go get something to eat or go to the bathroom, now's probably a good time to pause before we get into it. But you better do it now, because we're literally about to go straight into episode 3, at least here in the edit. So, yeah, why don't we get going? And I'm going to go eat some lunch, but again, just a cut. And we're back. Let's move on to episode 3.
Good morning, Omega. Come along. There is much to do today.
You can take your lunch with you. Your chicken nuggies.
An unexpected guest is arriving shortly. Nalisay and I will be indisposed until he departs.
Okay.
Oversee the lab in her absence.
As you wish, Doctor. I will begin testing the latest samples.
Which means...
That is unnecessary. I will see to them when I return.
Dr. Carr is quite capable of handling such matters. See it done.
Yeah, so she's not going to discard Omega's blood like Nalisay would.
You must flee this facility before it is too late.
Wait, is that why you've been destroying my samples?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Project.
Nalisay, come along. Our guest is arriving.
Go to the lab. Retrieve my data pad and use it to escape.
Alright, well, today's the day.
A shuttle and flee.
Nalisay.
Nalisay, I can hear everything. You're not that far away. There's an ominous choir. That leads me to think of someone in particular that's arriving. Yeah. Whenever there's ominous choirs, you know Sidious is here. You know what I love? There's nothing crazy about the Emperor's design. He's just an old man in a robe. Yet he's the most intimidating thing ever.
I have need of such grand designs. However, that is not the reason why I am here today.
Of course. Project Necromancer.
That is the same project that they mentioned in The Mandalorian. Necromancer. Good job. Yeah, she's gonna try to get Crosshair. I mean, I think her odds actually improve if she has Crosshair.
Crosshair.
What are you doing here?
She gets more annoyed with every passing.
You found a weak point?
Not exactly.
Yeah.
Kinda improvising.
Is that some kind of joke?
I'll explain later. Just get the guards' attention.
That's not a plan.
Oh, just distract them.
But it's a Bad Batch plan.
This clone thinks he outranks us.
I do. And I'll take your blaster, too.
Oh, yeah? How are you gonna do that?
You'll see.
Oh! Ooh. Good job.
Nice work.
Didn't have much choice.
You're out of the cell, aren't you?
Yeah. Take what you can get, man.
We're not supposed to be on patrol until mid-watch. Commander's orders. All hands on deck until the Emperor departs.
Meh.
The Emperor's here.
That's...
I didn't know.
Another reason why this was not the day to wing an escape.
Thanks for the reminder.
Improvise.
But I think we're past that point. Your hand's getting worse, isn't it?
Nah.
It's fine.
He's out of practice now. With all the shit they've put him through.
How does a crashed shuttle help us?
If the comms are still functioning, we can contact Hunter and Rico.
And how do we get outside?
Follow me.
Oh, go through the same place where Batcher was. Oh. It's so red in here.
There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future of this empire.
Nah.
Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal, you will have it.
I'll never get over Dave Filoni actually trying to make the sequels work. But hey, he did it for the prequels.
There are many, even within our own ranks, who would consider much of your work an abomination. But they lack the vision that we possess.
Meh. Dark side of the Force,
Your
man.
brilliance.
The lurkers will not bring them back alive.
They are prisoners who've escaped. The time for half measures is over.
Perhaps I could...
Return to the lab, Dr. Carr.
No more half measures, Emery.
Across here?
Oh no, it's the something bigger. Oh, it's like a villain in Kung Fu Panda. Yes, be distracted by the lurker.
They're coming.
So let's take one of their shuttles.
You got us this far, and we're not done yet.
Let's go.
Plan 72.
Tech had me memorize all the plans.
Of course he did.
Tech. I'm sad. Ah. Oh no. He got nerfed. He doesn't have as good a shot anymore.
Stand down.
Hello.
I said
Hi.
stand down.
Oh! Is that Batcher?
Betcha?
Oh, Batcher, yay! Ooh. Whew. Well, he can still fight at least. Ooh. Uh-oh. That's noticeable. Oh! Damn, and that ain't no stun either. Ooh! Just chuck that guy out.
Betcha! Come.
Oh, Batcher! Oh, we get to take Batcher too! Let's go! Ugh. Oh, crap. The blood, though.
It's Omega.
Oh,
Grab
crap.
them off.
But sir, they're escaping.
Stand down. We need her alive.
Now!
Oof. They escaped.
They've jumped.
A minor setback.
Yeah.
I have the full resources of the Empire at my disposal. We will find her.
Oh, great. Is that it? Ah! Oh. Of course, for goodness sake. Of course. Batcher is voiced by D. Bradley Baker. Of course he is. Because there's two things that D. Bradley Baker is famous for. One is for being every clone under the sun, and the second is animals. Good God, man. Of course. You know what? I want to look up the voice of Emery. I don't know if I did that last season, but I want to look up Emery. I think I looked up Hemlock last season, so... Keisha Assel Hughes. Oh, in Revenge of the Sith, she was the Queen of Naboo. The Padme one. Oh, okay. I was like, she looks familiar. Okay, so Game of Thrones. Oberyn Sand. She was on. Yeah, she was. I think that's one of the daughters of Oberyn Martell. Yeah. Neato. Cool. I always like recognizing people. Okay, so I mean, for a second I was kind of thinking, like, is this going to be what we do for a little while as we go back and forth between Omega and the Batch? But No, they're gone. So, Project Necromancer. Now that's the first time they've mentioned Project Necromancer specifically in the Bad Batch, at least. But they have mentioned that before in The Mandalorian. But again, that takes place after Return of the Jedi. So this is a plan that Palpatine had going for years, decades even. About 30 years he was going on that. That's crazy. Now again, we still don't fully know what is Project Necromancer, but considering the name, the clones, and the M count, I think we can take a very strong guess as to what Project Necromancer is. And the fact that they've been building this up throughout, they built it up in The Mandalorian, they built it up in the Bad Batch. It honestly, like, I'm sitting here wondering, it's like, where is this going to go, I wonder? You know? Where is this going? Because technically, we've already seen the outcome of it in The Rise of Skywalker, because we've seen Palpatine return. Somehow. They're finally answering the somehow. Poe Dameron didn't watch the shows. That was Poe Dameron's problem. He didn't watch the Disney Plus shows. I know. I jest. These shows didn't even... They had barely started when Rise of Skywalker came out. Like, Mandalorian Season 1 was airing when Rise of Skywalker came out, so... I mean, I love the idea of Dave Filoni going in and being like, okay, you know, people had problems with these sequel movies, and I'm gonna go fix that, you know? And I feel like it's a harder task than with the prequels, because with the prequels, like, the story of the prequels works. The problem is the execution. You know, they are terribly made movies, but the story works, you know? The dialogue, not so much, but it's like the story is there. Whereas the sequel trilogy has the opposite problem, where there's no story. Like, the story sucks, pretty much. You know, when you look at the three of them together, the story is awful. But they're very well made movies, you know? Like, in terms of acting, in terms of production and everything, like, that's all good. It's just the stories were terrible, you know? So watching Dave Filoni try to fix that is remarkable, you know? I hope he does. That would be great, you know? That'd be great, because, you know... Because that is the thing, is that sequel trilogy is so disappointing. Force Awakens was good. I'm going to say half of The Last Jedi is good. The whole thing with Canto Bight and everything like that was kind of lame. The whole Poe Dameron and Admiral Holdo, that was garbage. But I know not everyone shares this opinion, but I like the stuff with Rey, Kylo Ren, and Luke. I thought all that was really, really good. You know, even if it's not what people wanted, I still think it was good, at least. So, I don't know. And then The Rise of Skywalker, that was just a mess start to finish. Again, the actors doing their damnedest, but I'm sorry, that they did not save that movie. That movie is legitimately bad. So I don't know. Can they do it? Can Dave Filoni fix everything? I don't know, but he's gonna try. Oh. But yeah, good stuff in this one. And yeah, just great that Omega and Crosshair and Batcher all escaped. So I like that moment of it's like, you know, do you know about Plan 77? It's like, yes, Tech made me memorize all the plans. Of course he did. It's like he knows Tech completely. You know the thing though, man, he doesn't know. Like, she hasn't told him about Tech, I don't think. Like, I don't think that happened at the end of last season, so that's gonna be difficult when he I hope that's difficult when he hears that, but I don't know. Let's move on. We've got one more episode we're doing in today's video, so why don't we just go ahead and jump right into episode 4. Oh god. It's just immediately chaos. Batcher, why don't you stay down there?
Get the stabilizers online.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh god.
To land.
Oh no. Oh god, where is this? Okay. Another happy landing. Well, now the priority is the comms.
We need to get the nav reader online to extract the coordinates to Tantiss for when we go back.
We're not going back.
We left the other prisoners behind.
The Empire is going to be searching for this ship and us.
Yeah.
See? Isn't this better?
Meh. No.
Let's get to the spaceport. We can sneak onto one of those shuttles.
Yeah. Batcher looks like he can sneak. She. I don't remember.
I can take out at least half before they know what's happening.
Meh.
Or we could try a way that doesn't involve blaster fire.
Like what?
That's all I know how to do.
Watch and learn.
I can hardly wait.
He's so unimpressed.
Are you insinuating that I should take a bribe?
If
Nah.
that's what you want to call it.
I do. And that could be arranged. For 15,000 credits.
For 2 tickets.
Per ticket. And it's
Per ticket. Oh
negotiable.
god, that's
You're
30,000.
not charging extra for the creature.
Where do you expect us to get 30,000 credits?
Sounds like a you problem. Don't come back without the credits.
I mean, I'm sure Crosshair could figure something out.
Stow it.
Yeah. Alright, let's kill them all.
That's your plan. You want to hustle someone?
I've
Meh.
done it before.
Leia.
And I prefer to think of it as a temporary requisition of funds.
And bet with what? We don't have anything.
They don't know that.
That's fair.
I'll take those credits.
I guess.
How about one more game? My luck has to run out eventually.
Meh.
That's true. But
It's-
I get the deal this time.
It's not actually. That's a large Imperial man.
Not again. Okay. One more game.
Meh.
I think I'll quit while I'm ahead.
Leaving so soon?
Turn to Frollo. Leaving so soon.
Want to try against a real opponent?
No. Bye.
Looks like the captain is heading towards a victory.
I'll admit, you're not bad. But you seem to have misunderstood your enemy.
Hmm.
Did I?
Oh.
Eastern stars.
I concede. You beat me. Fair and square.
Man of honor,
Nicely played.
I suppose.
You haven't paid your fine.
What fine?
Gambling's illegal in these parts.
What?
Oh.
The law's the law. Now all you gotta do is pay the fine, and I'll be on my way.
Dang it.
How much?
10,000 credits. Unless you prefer to be arrested instead. Excellent. Consider your fine paid in full. Try and stay out of trouble.
Okay. That worked out. You down 10,000 credits, but...
How many credits do we have left?
35,000. Enough for 2 tickets on the shuttle and a little extra.
Okay, then yeah, everything... This'll all work out hunky-dory.
Oi, you looking for that hound?
You know where she went?
Don't tell me.
I do, but the answer's gonna cost you 10,000 credits.
I'm getting tired of this.
Okay. 5. But that's my final offer.
And they have 5 to spare.
That Imperial officer and his troopers snatched the creature and headed for the cargo docks. Down that way.
Oh, good grief.
Forget the hound. We have to get off this planet.
We never would have escaped without Badger. I'm not leaving her.
You're making a mistake.
I'm not abandoning her. Take the credits. If you want to go, then go. I'll find my own way.
Hey man, it's a sentimentality that got you here.
Fine. We'll do this your way.
Yay.
But my skills are being wasted.
See, I can already see what we need to do. We need to release all of the animals. And then that will be a distraction.
Shouldn't we free the other animals too?
Don't push it.
Nah.
All right. Let's try things your way.
Oh.
Finally.
Oh. Finally, I get to kill. Go. Yes. All the animals. Chaos. Oh. That's like the Lion King. With guns.
Take Badger and power up the ship.
Oh yeah, you don't need the credits anymore. You can just steal a ship. Oh, I still got him. Great, his aim's getting better too. Oh no. Oh! No, tentacles! Oh, well, he's just dead. He's just straight up dead.
I hope your takeoffs are better than your landings.
We're about to find out.
Oh god. Woo! Alright. He didn't get melted, but he did get blasted. Where is this? Oh, is this... What the hell is it called? Oh!
Now that's
Oh!
a sight.
Rika!
Oh.
Yeah, let's go!
The galaxy 4 times looking for you. 5. But you're the one who found us.
Meh. Yeah. Thank goodness they still have a lead on where Tantiss is. Oh.
We missed you, kid.
Oh.
How did you escape?
With help.
I had help.
This might be awkward. I mean, look, he's not bad. I'm not gonna say he's good, but he's not bad. Oh, you're just gonna cut it there? Ah! There it is. I'm gonna look up Harry Lloyd, who played Captain Man. I love that name. Captain Man. Oh, okay. He played Viserys in the first season of Game of Thrones. That's already something. Yeah, and he was also in Doctor Who. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alrighty. Alrighty, that is the first 4 episodes of the final season. Ooh, boy oh boy. all right. Took 4 episodes for them to reunite. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I did not think it was going to be the entire season. So now the biggest thing is they're still running from the Empire. They're still running from Dr. Hemlock. So, now I think they're just going to have to bring the fight to him, While also, they also have to deal with Crosshair, which will be interesting. I like that, though. I like that that cutoff there, where it's like, all right, and now it's like they had their reunion, but now there's another reunion happening. The boys meeting Crosshair again. Oh boy, oh boy. So now we can go over all 4 episodes. Very interesting, nice. Honestly, kind of a slower, almost more somber start to the season, normally Bad Batch episodes, we get the boys going on a mission, there's always a mission, but these last 2 episodes barely had any of Hunter and Wrecker. First episode didn't have them at all, so that's such an interesting thing. It's like this has mainly been focused on Omega and Crosshair, So yeah, and the big thing, Project Necromancer. What is Project Necromancer? We all have a pretty good idea of what it is, but with the M count and the Emperor and Omega apparently, going off of the idea that the M count is the midichlorian count, it's a curious thing. It's definitely a curious thing, because it's like, I wonder, I don't know, are they going to get into that with Omega, that she may be Force sensitive, but she really hasn't. I don't think she's shown any aptitude to being Force sensitive, she has a bit of a connection with animals, a lot of Force sensitives tend to have that. Ezra had that, definitely, technically she's older than, not even technically, she is older than Ezra. Ezra at this point is, still an infant because of how close it is still to the end of the Clone Wars, So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. So is she Force sensitive? I guess we'll have to find out. Will she be taken as, I don't think she's going to be taken as a Jedi, or if they find Ahsoka, maybe that's the slight connection I could see, because they have the connection to Rex, and Rex still has the connection to Ahsoka. Maybe they would go that route, but I honestly don't think so. I don't think this is going to end with her becoming a Jedi, I just don't see that. Honestly, it would be an interesting thing if, she has a high M count, but she actually isn't that Force sensitive. Something I thought about, because, so many people hate midichlorians, Something I thought about, though, with this, when they're talking about M counts, and, the fact that they do similar things in The Mandalorian. An interesting thing I've just thought about? I don't know if this was intentional. If George ever really intended this, or if Dave Filoni is intending this. But anytime midichlorians are brought up, it's either by someone who is a bad guy or someone who is unsuccessful. Think about it. Because, the Jedi Order brought up midichlorians. They brought up, Anakin has a higher midichlorian count than Master Yoda does. And that's crazy, But the Jedi Order failed, And in the same thing here of, Moff Gideon bringing that up, or the Emperor and Dr. Hemlock bringing that up, it's almost like if you look at the Force too scientifically, you are almost like doomed to fail, you know? And I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I almost think that's kind of the thing of like, you know, because, and you could even say like, another example being Obi-Wan who does, you know, during the time of the Clone Wars, does subscribe to that whole, you know, thing of like, well, Anakin has a high midichlorian count, and that's also because he's the chosen one, and you could say that maybe leads, that view of the Force leads Obi-Wan to failure, you know? And it's only in his years on Tatooine, you know, learning from the spirit of Qui-Gon, that he takes a more, I guess, just spiritual aspect to the Force, you know, a spiritual approach to the Force, and that allows him to succeed with Luke, where Luke becomes, you know, this, you know, Luke is the success. Luke technically is the one who brings balance to the Force. I mean, it's a combination of Luke and Anakin, you know? So you could almost say that, like, if you try to, like, maybe it's something of, like, if you try to control the Force, you know? Like, you can't actually control the Force. What you're supposed to do is work within the Force. Maybe that's something, you know? Maybe that's something, is like where everyone is trying to, and you could even say like, you know, like the story of Darth Plagueis, the Wise, you know? His whole story is that he manipulated and tried to control the Force, you know? That he was able to create life by influencing the midichlorians, and that led to his death, you know? Because his apprentice, Darth Sidious, killed him, you know? And now Darth Sidious is doing the exact same thing, basically. He's trying to manipulate the Force. He's trying to control the Force, you know? He talks about, you know, the dark side of the Force is a pathway to many things some would consider to be unnatural. If his use of the Force is unnatural, maybe the will of the Force is what fights back and ultimately leads to his failure. Not once even, but twice, you know? Because he does fail, he does die at the end of Return of the Jedi, but then, you know, through his, you know, his almost idiotic trying, you know, attempts at controlling the Force itself, it does bring him back, and he fails again when Rey defeats him, you know? And here's where I think that nobody thought of that in Star Wars. That's just a thing, you know? That's kind of where I'm thinking, I don't think anybody genuinely had this intention, which is why, like, the main thing is because that requires someone who was writing for The Rise of Skywalker to think. And I don't think they really did, you know? Like, you have to be, like, really thinking about Star Wars itself to come up with that. It's not a very complicated thing to come up with, but, again, like, I don't think any executive at Disney passing the notes to J.J. Abrams thought of that. I'm not even sure J.J. Abrams would think of that, you know? Like, so I think it's just sort of a coincidence that I've, you know, kind of put together, but honestly, I could see something like that, you know? So that was a tangent. I mean, it is a tangent, but it was interesting. I like that. I like good analytical Star Wars. That's always fun. But yeah, back to these episodes. Still very good. Still very good. You know, this is a minor point. I do want to say it, though. Because recently I did a reaction to the Percy Jackson series, which is also on Disney+. And if you watch that, a common complaint I had, nothing about really... It's a minor point about that show, but there are a number of scenes where there's, like, no light. And it's really hard to see, you know? And these episodes kind of did something similar. I will say I had a lot easier time watching this, and I want to point that out specifically, because it's like, maybe just because it's animation, because they have to purposefully, very, very purposefully put where every light source is in this, render that they do. I think it worked, like when Hunter and Wrecker and Deke are going through the ruined ship, or the ruined base, and it's very minimal lighting from their flashlights, basically, but I gotta say, like, I feel like I could see much more, or like, in the jungle when Crosshair and Omega escaped, so I don't know. There's just something about that. Is like, I think they did the lighting really well. It was still pretty dark, but I never felt like, I was just looking and just, seeing just black, basically, and because I know I had someone on the Percy Jackson comments basically said, if you're in a dark room, it's much easier to see. Okay, my room is actually dim. Like, pretty much every other room in my house is brighter than my own room, and that's slightly by choice. I've got 3 lights up here, 2 of which are actually on. Like, one of them I just didn't put a light bulb in, and one of them is like at half strength. So I basically have 1.5 light bulbs in this room, and this is considerably dim, and I like that. I don't want it to be overly bright, enough to light up the room, but not overly bright. But with this kind of like almost low-level lighting, almost, I just could not see things in that show. And that drove me up a wall, So I just wanted to say that as sort of a compliment to the Bad Batch. I think they did the darker, moodier, somber lighting very well, And then, we talked a decent amount on on what happened in the first 3 episodes. As for the 4th episode here, I like that. I like the adventure between Omega and Crosshair, because we really haven't had that, Like, there was episode 1, and then the end of season 1, and then that was pretty much it. Like, they haven't interacted since. So I like that. I like Omega is just great at poker, or space poker. Like, it looked like poker and Hanafuda mixed together almost, or even like Uno. Like, it was just such an interesting, like, it is, good Star Wars space poker, basically. So I like that. I like they got the credits, which I guess they kept the credits after all of this, so that's good. And that Imperial Captain Man, like that, that is such an Imperial. I love, there is never really, like, I guess Hemlock is kind of different, but even then he's just kind of a snake, but it's like, I love every, like, Imperial officer is exactly the same characterization throughout all of Star Wars. I don't know why that's really fun. Like, the only time I would say that it's different, like they do a sort of a different characterization, is on Andor. Like, you had Dedra and the main commander at the ISB. They were pretty different, but then again, they weren't just, one-off characters, Like, there's a lot of times where it's like, if it's a one-off Imperial officer, they are the exact same way all the time, and quite frankly, it's hilarious, So I enjoy that. I love, too, that, normally in a show, the answer would be, the solution would be to not choose violence. I love that this episode specifically, Omega has to choose violence. Like, that was really funny that it's like by the end of it, she's just like, fine, let's do it your way. And I just love Crosshair, just, finally. It just starts shooting people. That was great. So that was fun. I love that the answer to this was actually violence, and it worked, that was funny. And they released the animals, and all those troopers got run over, literally. So that was good. I enjoyed that. And we have our reunion, and more than just the reunion of Omega and the boys. we have a reunion of Crosshair and the boys too. Of course, Echo's not there. We'll pick him up some other time, but this should be interesting and tense, I would assume. So, and man, they're gonna have to tell him that Tech died. I'm not ready for that. But yeah, I don't know. See, I'm trying to think, like, do I think Crosshair will be a part of the team again? I think in the end, no. I think, like, by the end of this show, he's still gonna go his separate ways, you know? But I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. So yeah. But I guess we'll see. We're 4 episodes in. We've got 12 more episodes, so 3 more videos. So we'll be back sometime. I have no idea when I'm going to get the next video done. The thought I had is I might record all of these, just record the whole season basically, and then edit them and then just post them over the course of a month. I don't know. If that's the case, then tune in next week and we'll do the next 4. If not, just keep an eye on your subscription box. Or I also post about these on Twitter. So yeah, if anyone's watching and cares, not many people watch my Star Wars reactions, which is fine. I've decided to tone them down, but I wanted to finish the Bad Batch, so. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my reactions to the Bad Batch, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.